Hi guys, this is Luigi the Genie. Thanks for coming to my channel. So today I got exciting news for you guys. Check this out. I'm going to teach you, but not just that. I'm going to show you how to turn this.
Why did you do it? You ruined everything. You knew all along you weren't gonna stay.
Into this.
Why did you do it? You ruined everything. You knew all along you weren't gonna stay. How did you do it?
And then this.
Why did you do it? You ruined everything. You knew all along you weren't gonna stay.
I'm turning out the club tonight. Mr. DJ, play my song. I'm turning out the club tonight. Mr. DJ, play my song.
Alright guys, let's get into it. Now it doesn't matter what your DAW is or what you used to record. The basics are always the same. You use some kind of EQ, compression. You just need to know the order in which to use them and why. So you can see here, this is verse 1, and this is the second half, because she kind of overlaps a little bit. So I cut it up into 2 separate tracks, just for convenience, nothing serious. But here, so we're gonna solo this, solo, 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 solo. So why did I do this? Well, I had these 2 tracks, right? And I bust them out here, right? And then I bust that out into another channel and then to the output right there. All right? So she starts here. I used auto-tune to smooth the transitions between her words, her vibe. So it's smoother and it's cleaner and it just works for the track.
Why did you do it? You ruined everything. You knew all along you weren't gonna stay.
All right, with auto-tune on it.
Why did you do it?
See?
You ruined everything. You knew all along you weren't gonna stay.
It's subtle. I mean, I can scale it back to 20. That's the default. Let's try that.
Why did you do it? You ruined everything. You knew all along you weren't gonna stay.
Yeah, that's not bad. I prefer the 10. Let's go back to the 10. All right, good. So that's done. Very simple, very subtle. And then the second track, just the same. I'll just activate it. Right. Now, I'll send both of them to a bus. Right? So that this one bus will affect both tracks, but at different times. So, let's click on this. But here we have it. Now this is a monster. This is my Cookie Monster to me. So this is from BX Works, Brainworks, and it's called a Stereo Maker. So I never touch any of these dials. It doesn't matter, right? What matters is the stereo exposure, right? So right here, it tells you it's at 199%. So let's hear what it does.
Why did you do it?
Now, for me, remember, a lot of people would use a compressor before they use this. Me, no. I like the textured sound from here. Watch.
Why did you do it? You ruined everything. You knew all along you weren't gonna stay. How did you do it? Gave you everything. You looked in my eye, you lied anyway.
Night and day, right? I can't sing, so don't even sweat it. But yeah, so that's how that sounds. So let's try it again. Both of them.
Why did you do it? You ruined everything. You knew all along you were gonna stay. How did you do it? Gave you everything. You looked in my eye, you lied anyway.
It makes the sound, the vocal sound, a lot fuller. And then from that point, I add my first compressor, which is the classic CLA 3A from Waves. I'm sure I won't go into the how this was made, but it's very simple what I did. Very simple. I loaded it up, and I went to load, and I picked up the Vox because it's for vocals, right? And that's all I did. I didn't touch anything else. Boom.
Why did you do it?
Subtle.
You ruined everything.
See?
You knew all along you were gonna stay. How did you do it? Gave you everything. You looked in my eye, you lied anyway.
Very subtle, right? And then I follow with the EQ. Again, there's a reason why I'm using this. I'll tell you later, but it's very simple what I did. I swept the highs, and I swept the mid-high, and that's it. That's all I did. Because it's already bass heavy, right? And that's all I did. So,
why did you do it? You ruined everything.
let's clean it.
You knew all along you were gonna stay. How did you do it?
See?
Gave you everything.
Yeah.
You looked in my eye, you lied anyway.
Right. So you don't want to use too much EQ the first pass around. You want to keep it subtle. You want to clean up the vocals, not make it sound like somebody like you're frying an egg. So the fourth one is, I'm sorry, 1, 2, 3. Actually, 1, 2, 3, yeah, 3. And then fourth one is a reverb. I don't like reverbs. So I had to really do my homework because reverbs they really get your sound to the background. And I really hate that. So I discovered this Reverb version 2 and it works for me. And I'll show you how or why.
Why did you do it? You ruined everything. You knew all along you were gonna stay. How did you do it? Gave you everything. You looked in my eye, you lied anyway.
There you have it. All right. And then, of course, you know this one. The delay.
Why did you do it? You ruined everything. You knew all along you were gonna stay. How did you do it? Gave you everything. You looked in my eye, you lied anyway.
All right. Again, very simple reverb. All I did was go to classic and I chose the wide delay. Right? And I came over here and I attenuated the because when you first get it, it's all the way wide open to wet, 100 wet, and it's brought it down to 12, right? And I changed the feedback pattern, and I left everything else the same. This is really, really easy, right? You're thinking, wow, that's just yeah, it's really simple. But here's the icing on the cake. Watch this. The final EQ. You gotta have it. So I use TK Rack's classic equalizer because it has a preset called Sparkle. Right? Right there, Sparkle. So it's that final flavor, to the recipe. So it's bypassed right now.
Why did you do it? You ruined everything.
Sizzle.
You knew all along you weren't gonna stay. How did you do it?
See?
Gave you everything. You looked in my eye, you lied anyway.
And that's it.
Why did you do it? You ruined everything. You knew all along you weren't gonna stay. How did you do it? Gave you everything. You looked in my eye, you lied anyway.
All right, let's go put some music to it and let's see what it sounds with the track. As a matter of fact, let me do this. So I'm going to give you two versions of it. I'm going to take the music out, some of the music out actually. Just so, yeah, okay, so I'm going to mute this.
Why did you do it? You ruined everything. You knew all along you weren't gonna stay. How did you do it? Gave you everything. You looked in my eye, you lied anyway.
Alright, let's put the music in. See how it sits.
Why did you do it? You ruined everything. You knew all along you weren't gonna stay. How did you do it? Gave you everything. You looked in my eye, you lied anyway.
Alright, so let's recap. Now, don't forget, this is not set in stone. This is just what I used for this particular song, just so that it could sound the way that I heard it in my head. That's it. So, you may or may not use auto-tune to smooth out the vibe, right? Or you might use auto-tune to actually pitch correct. In this case, I didn't use that, I didn't use it for that. Right? So I went from, but don't forget, when you always want to bust out your vocals to at least 2 other tracks, so that you have a whole lot more flexibility in terms of what you want to add into the chain or not. Because in Pro Tools you only have 5 slots. I mean, you can increase it, but by default it comes with 5. So if you want to use, say, 7 like I did, well, you can't. I mean, you could, but it's just a hassle. So just bust it out, right? So after Pro Tools, you go into, after after auto-tune, you may want to do your stereo widening on the vocals. That's up to you. And then you go into compression, and then you go into EQ. So it's auto-tune, stereo maker or widening, vocal compression, basic cleaning up EQ, nothing crazy just yet. And then you hit the reverb the way you like it. You can add a little bit of delay for that flavor, and then you finalize it. So that way, you finalize it with your EQ. So that way you're EQing everything cleanly, and everything just sounds smooth, and it sits on the track and it sits in the track. That's how you do it. This is how I'm doing it on this track because it works for this song. If you have a better way of doing your vocal chain, or you want to share with everybody else, please put it in the comments, and don't forget to hit subscribe if you liked this. Thank you for stopping by again. This is Luigi the Genie signing off. Peace out.